are you?
Oh, is this Philippe himself?
Yes, how are you? Nice to
I'm
meet you.
Nice to meet you, Philippe. Very, very excited to be talking to you this morning.
Thank you very much. It's very kind of you.
Your film, A Week in Paradise, I'm a huge admirer of your work anyway.
Okay.
I think I watched Father Christmas is Back probably 8 or 9 times over the holiday season.
Oh, really? Well, that's wonderful. Thank you very much.
I just so enjoyable. And when I saw A Week in Paradise was coming out and that you were directing it, it was like I have to see that too. And once again, you made me smile. You put your films like this and this whole new concept you have shooting down in Saint Kitts and Nevis.
Yeah.
These films, it's what we need. They're light, they're frothy, they have
Yes.
heart to them, they make you smile.
Yes.
And they make me want to run out and get a passport now to go and fly to Nevis.
Well, if you want to come here, I'm here in Nevis. I would be very happy to invite you because it's beautiful right here.
I watched A Week in Paradise and I'm just looking, and truly, you show us paradise with this film.
It is. It's well, Nevis is. The story of the film. I was in Nevis and I was, driving slowly around the island and sitting on the beach and that's how the idea of the film came to my head. And then I called Kate Wood, who was a wonderful writer, and I told her the story that I envisioned for those characters. And we got the script done very quickly. And the miracle was that I had my dream cast, Malin and Connie and Philippe, to come on board. So that was just like, kismet.
It certainly was. And I love what you're doing with this idea. Now you've got the 3-year deal with Saint Kitts and Nevis to shoot four movies a year now, I think you're going for. It's like anywhere that you point a camera, I'm seeing something that not only is beautiful, but it plays well with the story that Kate has written.
Well, absolutely. The beauty of coming here is that we found a government that has understood that with the pandemic, tourism wasn't going to be as big. So they totally understood my strategy, which was to make beautiful films, love story, romantic comedy that take place on their beautiful island. So they were all super excited when we made the deal. And after watching the movies, they're even more excited. So, we're making movies after movies.
They should be very excited after watching this film. It showcases the island beautifully. Absolutely.
They are. It's a poem a love poem for Nevis, the film.
Because there is no real film structure, or such as in the United Kingdom or in the United States. What kind of logistic challenges did you face once you had your script, you had your cast, and then it's like, I have to direct this and I have no equipment?
No. We brought the equipment with us. We brought some crew from the UK, some crew from the US, and I have to tell you, we trained about 40 young people from Nevis and to teach them jobs in the movie business. And now I'm amazed because I just finished another film and I see them, now they have made 4 movies already. So they're like all professional and they're like, it's their first year in the movie business. So it's also good, when you're an older guy like me, I'm 54, to be able to pass on my knowledge to young people that a year ago I've never worked on a film before. Mm-hmm. So it has been a combination of bringing people with a lot of experience that have made many films and training young people. So I think that somehow perhaps that concept also transpires in the film. There's a certain, we try to respect the environment, the island, and the people here.
That comes across on screen, Philippe. Your respect for the island and the people, especially with the locations that you are selecting to shoot from. It looks like you're creating a minimal footprint there, so you're not destroying the area. But how did you and your cinematographer, you and George Burt, who I know you're working with again on Christmas in the Caribbean, which I can't wait for, but how did the two of you go about designing the look that you wanted for this film and the challenges? Because everywhere you point the camera, it is beautiful, but you do, and as you do so well.
I would love to tell you that I'm the most amazing director and that I've designed beautiful shots with George. But the truth is, you know, the island is so beautiful that wherever you put the camera, you're getting magnificent shots. And we were amazed. I mean, honestly, we were amazed after watching the movie to see how beautiful the island is, even more than we thought. So, it's all about location. And it was a big gamble to come here. When we made the decision a year ago to come here and to make 4 films, which we completed, and now we're about to start another slate of films here, it was a big technical challenge because, when you're on an island, if you have a problem with if the DOP breaks his leg, you don't have a DOP that you can, that lives 20 miles away from where you are. You have to fly another DOP from another country. It's that plus the equipment, and because there was no infrastructure. So slowly by slowly, we're building an infrastructure to make our films, and also film for others.
Something that I love that you do with this film is you use a lot of slow motion in gradient stages, especially as Maggie and Sam, as they're connecting. And that is so beautiful. It's almost like you're suspending in time moments of joy. So I'm curious about your thoughts on coming up with that, utilizing that technique so beautifully here, because it's not something that a lot of directors would do.
No, I know, and sometimes I get criticized for that, but you know what? I just see, when Malin comes down the stairs and meets Philippe for the first time, I just want that scene to last 2 hours. And I know I cannot make it 2 hours, but so slow motion, I can capture every moment of her face, of her expression, because she's so absolutely beautiful and graceful in the way she does that. So I'm a big fan of slow motion. And I love to catch every second of their emotion and their beauty. So that's why I'm doing it. But I'm glad you love it.
I really do, and because it really it conveys that emotion that we all have when you're falling in love, and you just want to freeze that moment and make it last as long as possible. It is so lovely to see, and you do it in multiple moments in the film, and it works every time. It works every time, Philippe.
That's, the ending, for instance, when she comes out of the restaurant, and we shot that in London, and I shot that in slow motion because I wanted that moment where she realized that she doesn't belong to London anymore and that she belongs to Nevis. And the same with him. And you know what was crazy? Is that, so I cut the scene, and when I shot the scene, I had an old 1970s song in my head. So I shot the film, I shot the scene, the ending, with that song in my head, right? And then, of course, I edited the scene, and then I put the song over it. And I sent it to Malin. And I said, do you like it? And she said, it's my favorite song. I was like, what do you mean, favorite song? It's an old French song. I mean, and it was her favorite song. So she said, can I please sing the song for the movie? And she did. She recorded the song, and she's beautiful. So it's actually Malin that's singing at the end on that song called La Belle Histoire.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
Yeah.
That's something else.
Kismet. When it's supposed to happen, it's supposed to happen.
That is definitely kismet. And I'm glad you brought up that song because the music, I really like the mix that you have between Bruno's score and then the needle drops that your music supervisor, that Allison Butters, has found and injected within the film. How important is that meld of music to you with the needle drops and the composition itself?
Well, there are some songs where I like I told you that when I was shooting, I really knew what I wanted in my head. And then we have a wonderful composer, Bruno Bugnano, who's Italian, and Bruno understands me very well because we've done a few movies with him already. And my editor also, Fred Fournier, when you work with people, they kind of know you. And so they had a big input in the music of the film. I never give them credit for that.
I love what Bruno has done. I loved what Bruno did with the music in Father Christmas.
Yeah.
So
Yes, he did. Yes, and Fred has edited both films, and he's also very involved in the music. He's a musician himself, so it's great.
How difficult was the editing on this one? Because the pacing is so important with falling in and out of love and the little side ventures we have. So I'm curious about the editing with Frederick.
Well, I must say, like, I love my editor, Fred. We I don't know how many movies we've done together now. And I must say that on this one, it was a little bit more challenging than Father Christmas is Back, for instance. Because on Father Christmas is Back, you just have to follow the script, and, it's a comedy and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Here, a lot of the things that I've shot, I've improvised on the set. So, when Fred would get the footage, he would say, okay, what do you want to do with that? So it was more like, I was really trying to tell the story of those two women and their friendship and show how a woman can be deceived and by love, and then leave everything behind and find support and help from a friend, and then be regenerated by the island, which I really believe that. I really believe that being in Nevis helps you to bring the best out of you because of, I don't know, maybe it's the volcano that we have, it just brings something that helps you heal, And then after that, you're open to love. And if you meet the right person, it's amazing.
Mm-hmm. I love the pacing of this one. And as you said, it has a very different pace than Father Christmas. Father Christmas, it keeps going. It's jubilant.
Yeah.
We've got family friction that's funny.
Different, very different. Mm-hmm. This one, what I was telling to the actors on set and to Fred when he was editing the movie, is let's just pray. Let's give the time. Let's give the time to come, to let the emotion come. Mm-hmm. So the word that I think that I've used during the whole movie was, let's breathe. Let's breathe. Let the movie breathe.
Mm-hmm. Well, you definitely do that here. I'm curious, Philippe, how do you, with all of your years of experience in distribution, in producing, directing, writing, how do you decide at this point, under the banner of MSR Media, how do you decide which films you want to direct?
Well, I think that, I started my career, I was 20. And when I got to 50, and for the first 30 years, I did movies that I was offered to do or that I should. But at the age of 50, I said to myself, you have to make movies that you love. And we also live in a world right now, with the pandemic and the tension, that I think that people need love story. They need romantic comedy. They need to have a movie where they can escape. So right now, as a producer, as a filmmaker, my main concern is to make movies that bring happiness to people.
Mm-hmm. Well, you definitely brought happiness to me with A Week in Paradise and Father Christmas.
Well, I'm glad I did.
What plans do you have coming up for MSR and future films? Any idea how many more you'll be directing?
I'm set up. I have another love story that I'll be directing in October. I have a big romantic comedy that I'm directing in April. So that's two that I'm directing. In terms of producing, I'm directing a thriller. I'm producing a thriller in the UK. I'm producing a thriller here in Nevis. So we're going to do a couple of thrillers as well as a producer. But as a filmmaker and a director, I'm focusing strictly on love story and romantic comedy.
Oh, well, I want to see many, many, many more from you, Philippe.
Thank you. You're very kind. I'm so happy that you love the film.
I really do. And I can't wait for Christmas in the Caribbean and any others that you bring out. Will you be distributing these in the territory distribution models?
Yes, we do. As you know, A Week in Paradise and Christmas in the Caribbean as well are being distributed by Screen Media in the US,
Mm-hmm.
and MSR is handling international distribution.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Well, I will definitely be on the lookout for more. Philippe, thank you so much.
Thank you very much,
and
have a wonderful day.
You too.
And thank you for your kind words about the film.
And who knows, I may show up in Nevis one day.
Listen, Sam has my number. Feel free to call me, and me and the government of Nevis would be very happy to have you.
Oh, thank you so much, Philippe, and hopefully we'll talk again soon.
Absolutely. Thank you very much.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.